Okay, this thing says I'm recording. I guess I want to find out after I talk forever and see what happens. Today, we're continuing our series on becoming an entrepreneur. And it seems to me that there's a lot of people out there that think being in business for themselves, being an entrepreneur, is like, the one all be all. That's the answer to all their problems. Well, it's not. It may be the answer to some of the problems, but most issues, if you're encountering any in your life, usually stem from yourself, not from your job, not from your boss, not from the company, not from whatever. They stem from you. Going into business for yourself to get away from them is it's not the answer. I'm just telling you, that is not the answer. But if you ever given really serious thought about your dreams, your goals, what will help you feel fulfilled in your life? This is the key. And that's not just making money. Anybody can say, oh, I want to make more money. Okay. Doing what? Making more money is not a form of happiness. So, let's think for a second here. It's more than just having a dream or a goal. It's even more than pursuing a hobby that you enjoy doing, that you think, oh man, if I could just do this all the time, how fantastic would that be? Well, let me tell you, from some people I know, they had a hobby that they loved and they thought, man, I would just be in heaven if I could do this day after day, just have fun. Well, they started their own business doing what they loved as a hobby, and they did it day after day. And at first it was fun, and a few months down the road, they found out they had to actually make money doing what they wanted to do. They had to start hiring people that they really didn't want to do. I like hiring people. I like to have 10,000 people working for me. People make your business fun to be at, and it will grow and expand exponentially. But this particular person didn't want to have any employees. So within, I will say 18 months, not only did he not enjoy going to work every day, he hated his hobby. He wanted to go back to work for somebody where he didn't have any stress, where he could just go to work, do his job, and leave. Because when you have employees, it's your responsibility. Thank you, darling. It's your responsibility to make sure there's income to pay them so they can take care of their families. So that's one little thing I wanted to touch on. I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm trying to give you reality. My wife got me a cup of coffee in my new 2022 mug. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but that's the latest mug that we've got. These are $25 plus, unfortunately, $8.95 shipping. That's what it costs us now. However, if you are a Patreon gold member, you get the mugs for $25. You don't have to pay the shipping. And if you're a Patreon platinum member, you get whatever new mug I have every year for free as part of your benefit. Okay, moving on here. Your business should actually be an extension of you and your values. It may sound kind of funny, but it is. Your business showcases who you are and the kind of work that you do, and your perception of what quality and exceeding expectations is. So I'm going to give you guys an acronym. It's TAMMI, TAMMI is the acronym. And I'll tell you what it stands for, and then I'm going to try to stay within my time limit. I'll give you what each letter stands for and then touch on them. TAMMI, thinking, acquiring, making, marketing, and income. That's TAMMI. So thinking, make a note of when you start thinking about a new product or service. Just sit down, make a note, note your start and stop times, how long you think on it. It doesn't matter if you think on this thing for 18 months and you just, write down how much time you spent thinking on it. Next, once you have conceptualized what you want, start acquiring the materials or assembling the information that you're going to use as your product or service. Now, this can take a lot of time, or it can take almost no time. It depends on you, and it depends on what your product or service is. Then making this, if it's a product, you've got to know and put down start and stop times on when you're acquiring the materials or the information on each of these. Making, that's going to vary depending on what type of product it is. Are you a wood crafter and you're making fine furniture? Are you a jewelry maker and you're making cool pieces of jewelry? What are you doing? How much time does it take to design, create, and bring to completion each product? This will determine what you should be charging for that product or service. So start and top times, remember, start, stop, are essential to your continuing success. And what I mean is staying in business. In case y'all were wondering. Marketing, this is the second M. How are you going to look to the public? What's your brand? You guys pretty much probably have an idea of what my brand is. I believe if you will do something, do the best at it. Get the best product, the best service. Price is not a consideration. So those of you that think, you know what, I can get some notepads over at Walmart and it only cost me $1.10 each and I could use those in my seminar. Well, yes, you could. Yes, you could. But what if you're trying to make a brand, as I am, a step above, and you want to be a step above everybody else? You want a Walmart legal pad for them to write on with a big stick pen? Or do you want to spend some money, not a lot, but a little bit, to have your legal pads with your name on them, your business name, and have some pens made with your name on them, and make sure they're good quality pens, not the promo pens. Man, those things don't last anytime. Make sure that when they write smooth on the paper. When you're making the legal pads, make sure that the legal pads are the quality of paper that will accept ink and write. Almost soft is the best word I can think of. The quality legal pads, the pen glides across them. The cheapo legal pads have a stiff, slick surface, and sometimes they're not easy to write on. In other words, they don't take the ink. And sometimes when they do take the ink, you have to push on that pen to make it make the impression that you want. So when you do anything, do the best you're able. Maybe you can't afford, I hate that word, but anyway, maybe it's not in your budget to buy 1,000 pens, but you can buy 100, or you can buy 50. It's better to buy 50 quality pens than 10,000 cheapo piece of junk pens that people will remember you by. Man, they will remember. Where'd you get that cheap, good for nothing pen? Oh man, I should have thrown this thing away a long time ago. I got it at some seminar I did. Don't be that person. Anyway, let me move on. The I is for income. This is probably your favorite. It's my favorite. We all want to make money, and if you say you don't, I don't believe you. Probably lie about other stuff too. When you make money, don't just think about how much money can I make for me. Think about, I need to make enough money for me to sustain my company, to make sure that I can take care of my employees, to pay them good benefits and things. Also, I need to make enough money to have extra money, that if somebody is truly in need, and I don't mean these people that can't get up off of the couch to do anything. I mean people that are truly in need, you can actually help them. You can help your church, you can help missions, you can help the homeless. I mean, Tony Robbins, I hope I got this right. I think he said that this year he will feed 100 million homeless people. 100 million homeless people. 100 meals, in other words. Think about that for a second. That was one of his goals in life, because his background was one of poverty, not of success. And he fought his way to success, and now he wants to give back. So what do you really want to do? Think about it. We've talked about going into business for yourself. We've talked about the basics. Now you need to put your thinking cap on. Sit down somewhere. Figure out, what is it that I want to do? Nobody can do it for you. You have to make the decision. And I read this quote, and I put it in my newsletter this week, from Fabrizio Scolari. He said, to decide the lives we live, we have to choose the doors we open and close each day. That's pretty basic, and that's pretty true. What we choose to do each day and the decisions that we make will determine what future we're going to have. Go to my website, www.patreon.com/a-step-above, ASTEPABOVE. Please like our video. That really helps us. And subscribe, so you know when I've got a new one coming out, because usually I know our regular subscribers are used to getting one a week, but sometimes I throw in, one or two extra just out of nowhere in the middle of the week. Thank you for watching.